today's the day. I've been building this project, apewell.com, for a year and a half now. The whole thing started February 2021, and it's all coming full circle. Finally, just finally decided to monetize the blog. It's been a long time coming. This has been in the works since either December or January of this past year. And when I say this has been in the works, I mean the actual NFT membership. But we got some really cool stuff headed in front of us. So that's why I wanted to do this live Q&A, just hang out for a couple hours, vibe with y'all. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask away. I am completely an open book. That's why I'm doing this live stream. I have nothing to hide when it comes to this project. It's something I'm passionate about. It's something I know like the back of my hand. And I'm really excited to see where it heads in the future. So I appreciate y'all for being here, for listening to me, for supporting me. And hopefully we're about to hit a lot of wins together. That's the goal with this whole thing. So yeah, thanks for joining. I think we're just going to... I think I'm just going to do my regular ass DGen research on the stream, wait for some questions to pop in, and that's pretty much it. It's very informal. I just want to make sure if anybody is looking to mint and they have any hesitations, any preoccupations, any let me pull up thesaurus.com real quick. If they have any apprehensions about minting or what the project is, I just want to help clear that stuff up, because yeah, it's very complex. There's a lot of layers to it, and I've definitely noticed my shortcomings in terms of communication, which is what I've learned is one of the biggest points about getting a project launched, is that you really gotta have communication on point. So this is all just part of the game. I'm learning as we go, and that's the fun thing about it. This is a bottom-up project. It all starts with the Visiondex. It's our membership NFT. If you look in the market, there's nothing else out there like this. Whenever you see people with token-gated memberships into different things, it's always just like a membership card, or really just a membership card. Like, people aren't creative at all. And the most fun things to me, as somebody who's in Web3 full time, are when you get the lore involved, when you're creating a story, and just getting the community involved in the creation aspect of what's being done. And that's where this whole thing, that's what I built this around. So our actual membership NFT is a device called the Visiondex, and to me this is like the iPad of our world, or the Pokédex. You know, it's just like that one cornerstone item that everybody that is doing this one thing needs to have. So basically, you own a Visiondex, you can enter the Visiondex app, which is where all the utility is baked into, and that'll let you access exclusive research that I do, that the community contributes to. If you're a part of the community, you're able to contribute from the actual device. There's a few options, and I'll probably go into more details on that later. We got a whole ranking system. We're going to be doing giveaways for the most active researchers, and just fun games and stuff like that. To me, this is one of the best ways to spend time in a bear market. Like, I'll be completely honest with you guys, I don't expect any sort of bullishness in the market anytime soon. I still think we got, like, best case scenario, we'll get a bounce in sometime in December, but this bear market could be way more drawn out than that. So to me, the funnest way to spend a bear market, and most productive, is to just network with like-minded people, meet people who are going to be around for the long term. And if you're going to be a trader, you want to buy low. So the whole, however long this bear market lasts, we're gonna be out there hunting for these gems, the stuff that'll really make us some money, come the next bull market. And that's what I'm excited to do with you guys. That was here, let me take a drink real quick. My mouth's already getting dry. That was one of the things that inspired me to make this project, though. I found out very quickly as an NFT content creator that the market moves way faster than one individual person can keep up with. By the time I find a cool project, start writing about it, I like to keep my articles concise, but I have to research every aspect of the project and then trim it down in order to do that. And that usually takes 2 or 3 days if I really want to get every piece of information synthesized and, just have the important things there. And during those days that it takes to make the articles, you miss some opportunities. Anybody who's been in the NFT market while it's hot knows that there could be 5 or 10 different projects that really pop off in just 1 week. And that's where the community sourced aspect of this thing comes in, is because we need other people to contribute their own ideas, their own findings, and that will just help us scale up the amount of research and content that's out there for everybody. So that's the ultimate goal with this. It's going to start with me, and then it's going to slowly grow over time, but it's designed like that on purpose because I want to make sure that it's done methodically in the right way and that this thing is sustainable. Because at the very end of the day, the Visiondex gets you access to in a way, it's a social platform for research content. And even if, worst case scenario, if just nobody contributes at all, the whole thing of the reason why I started Apewell is because I wanted to write the research for myself that I can go back and reference the stuff if I need to come back to it. And so I'll still always be creating for this as a full-time investor, full-time degen, because all the money that we collect from this project is going to be reinvested back into it. I don't think I've said or announced any of the numbers that we're going to do for the whatever amount gets raised, but I'm only planning on keeping about 20% of that just to pay myself back for all the development costs, and then the rest of the 80% gets reinvested back into this. We're going to be scaling it up to hire people from within, promote, just anything we can do to get the content scaled up and make sure that this thing is sustainable. We want to hire people that can be working with us for years down the road. That's the whole thing with this. Like, I do not give a fuck if it sells out instantly. I think it'll sell out eventually. I wouldn't expect it to happen anytime soon, because that's not my concern. Like, I want to build a strong community that wants to be here for the research, and getting moon boys and anything like that, that's not what I'm going for, because that's just gonna make this thing fail, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to make that not happen. So yeah, I don't know if I guess I'll step off my soapbox here. Again, the space is for questions and answers. I know there's probably a lot of questions out there, so I'm a complete open book. Feel free to ask me anything, any hesitations or apprehensions y'all might have about the project. Let me know, and I'm happy to dispel those concerns. I don't know if I used that word right, but we'll go with it. I'm a very what you see is what you get person, if you guys haven't noticed that. We're just going to look through some of the top NFTs here. This is literally just me doing live research. Y'all can ask me the questions. I'll be all over the place probably. Oh, dude, these ENS things have been popping off today. The 999 Club. I can't believe I didn't capitalize on those 3-digit ENS names. ENS domains were literally my first NFT I ever bought. Actually, no, that's a lie. The first one I bought was a gaming NFT back when I didn't even know what NFTs were. But my first one that's still around is ENS. And I think this should be everyone's first NFT because it's so cheap and it's actually useful. Is the 999 Club on here? That's what I should have called it, Visiondex. That's our total supply, by the way, 999. Very game-like, lore-like. That was the whole reason. No, I'm not gonna. I have so much bigger plans for the Visiondex. Originally the plan was to have it be like this whole game ecosystem, and I realized that, like, hey, I need to start small before I go big, which is part of the reason why I wanted to create this thing as a bottom-up project. But there's so many different layers into this thing. Like, everything you see here is it's there for a reason, I will say, without going into too much details. I really need to learn the legal like all the legal stuff that I can and can't say. So I don't know that right now, so I'm just gonna opt into not saying some of the stuff that I have planned because I don't know if I'll get in trouble. We'll see. But I'm really happy that this whole thing's getting launched today because now I can just stop focusing on actually building the app. Not that I'm gonna stop focus on it, but like now I can put much more of a focus on getting back to content, back to things that people find useful, things that the community wants to see. So yeah, let's enter the app real quick. Here's just a quick little we designed the app to actually look like the interface of the device. We're gonna throw borders around the corners so it looks like you're actually using it, but we couldn't find a way that looks nice with the borders on it yet. Like, you don't see any actual web pages that have borders like that. So we're still exploring some ideas. But basically, once you enter from that mint page, it's like you're in the actual Visiondex using the device. So a big aspect of this project obviously is exclusive research. We got our expedition log, which is like, expeditions is our word for research. So if you're doing research, you're going on some metaverse expeditions to go learn about certain projects. That's what this whole thing's about. Like, we're very, as people who research the metaverse, I mean, it's a boring ass thing in real life. Like, we're just sitting in front of our computers all day. But when you contextualize it with lore, it gets way more fun. So like, we're going out on adventures. You can read articles, collect. Here, let's see. I've already collected mine for this, but you can collect XP for reading the articles. Let me see if I can find one that hasn't been collected yet. What is Coinvise? Yeah, see, basically you read the article. It's on a timer, so you might as well just take in the information while it's there. Boom, you collect it. You get XP for that, and that's measured up here. Basically, as your XP gets collected, your bar gets filled up. It's basically, we got lore for it all. I'm not gonna go into that, but your Visiondex unlocks more powers within the platform the higher XP you have. It's kind of like a loyalty points type thing, to where eventually I'm gonna have everybody been able to, or not everybody, but the people that have demonstrated their loyalty and their engagement and that they're actually a part of this community. Well, then I give them access to the platform to post their own type of research like this and really just make a name for themselves as a creator. And so that's the plan for whenever people max out the XP, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to be able to contribute before then. They just probably won't be the main contributors at that time. But I'm still very open to listening to the community's feedback because I want to make this something that works for everybody. And speaking of keeping track of all the different projects that are going on, we're going to do regular weekly proposals of like, which project should we research next, is basically what this means. So you go vote, you can get the XP for that. I'll explain why the XP is important in a second. But when we're in a decentralized way sourcing the content that we're going to see, it benefits everybody. It gets a really big, like, you can tell what the market is interested in by the stuff that they choose to learn about. So right now it looks like, I mean, there's not a ton of, I didn't give a ton of options. This is kind of just like a first test run. But right now people are interested in the doodles a lot, and people want to know how to survive a bear market. So these are things that I'm prepared to write about, but I really just want to know what the audience, what the community finds important, because I want to be able to help as many people get the type of relevant information they want as possible. So if you got the Visiondex NFT, you're able to vote here. You get the XP for it. Yeah, I've already voted on it in the last 24 hours, so it won't let me collect that XP again. And then we got the rankings. So this is where it gets fun. The rankings will basically show just the highest, most active members of the community. And as somebody who creates content, as a community of content creators, you need that energy feedback. Like, we give out energy in our form of content, and then we receive that in the form of attention. So in a way, the XP is kind of like proof of attention, and we want to reward that. So next week we're going to be dropping a giveaway for the top 10 people, top 10 explorers, in terms of how much XP they've earned. And we're going to be doing that regularly, just giving away NFTs and stuff like that. Just fun things to get the community involved and really show them and give back to them for supporting the cause that we're working on. So I'm really excited about it. We got some cool things planned for the giveaways. I'm not going to go into too much details on that, but just from a very high level, that's the Visiondex. There is way more things that are planned, but to be honest, I couldn't afford it yet. Like, I put a thread out the other day of like why the Visiondex is 0.35 ETH, and I mean the gist of it comes down to, I built this whole thing myself so far. It's cost me about 70 grand out of my pocket. I make a living trading, so this is information that I actually use and I trade off of and I profit off of. I've been releasing the information free for 1.5 years and made almost $1 million just on my own, just during that time. That's the crazy part to me. So I've been giving away that information for free. Some of my community members have hit some really nice plays during that time, and just seeing, just like being able to see that happen, it inspires me to just keep doing what I'm doing. But I understand that I can't just keep putting out free content forever, which is why I wanted to make this kind of just like a gamified blog experience. I wanted to make it fun for you guys, since it is going to be paid. I don't want it to just be like, hey, you guys pay me and now you're never going to see this money again. No, that's not how I want it. I want to share this with you guys, because my content ain't shit if there's nobody that reads it, you know? The same with any content creator. So I want to make it fun for you guys. I want to collectively own the content on this platform with you guys, and that happens through the shared value of the membership. So yeah, my goal is to give back as much as I can and really create value for all the holders, because if you're here for the content, I want to give you exactly what you're here for. That's my goal. I understand that 0.35 is a somewhat high mint price, but come on, that's like $400 compared to, if you look back on how much you can possibly make, that's nothing. And it is a barrier of entry, but to me that's necessary to get the right people in the community. So I'm gonna keep monitoring the price, but I think we're gonna stay firm at 0.35, especially because I honestly don't expect much bullish price action for ETH for the rest of the year. I think we'll be back down in the 3 digits in the next few months, and 0.35 will look pretty juicy then. So hey, I'll put my money where my mouth is, and it kind of shows, hey, like, if I'm a bad trader, then this is gonna stop me out right there. If I'm as good as I think I am, then the membership should be more affordable in the next few months. But that's that's just my thoughts on that. I think it's at a good price, and we're gonna roll with that. Again, to me, whether this thing sells out or not, I'm not concerned on how long that takes, because I'm going to be delivering value to the people that own the membership and that are here for the right reasons. And if I'm doing that, then there should be no reason that they would want to sell. So that's all I got to say about that.